Hello, good evening. Welcome. My name is Obinako. Welcome. I want to share briefly on being obsessed with living or traveling abroad. That obsession has destroyed many lives. That obsession has destroyed many lives. Um, right through our childhood, most of us who were born, bred in Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria, especially in English-speaking part of Africa, there is an obsession. It's a program, all of us, how the West has been painted to us. So living in America, living in England, Australia, Canada, the Scandinavian countries, it's a program. It's almost a blessing for us to get a visa and to travel to some of these countries. It's hard for us to meet any young man in our country who has really decided to say, who has never been anywhere before, and who will be so much confident to say that I don't want to go anywhere. I want to live here and live my life and live my dream and try to, make it. So we say it here in Ghana. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. It's not because here is so much difficult to live, that is Ghana or Africa, but largely it's because of the programming. It's a program that is so much difficult to break. It's a stronghold. It's a stronghold. When you were in secondary school, it was there. People's mind was always on, traveling. When you were in the university, it was disastrous. The same thing. We're all caught up in it. You'll be looking for visa to travel. It was like that's and I was thinking maybe it's come down. It's not come down. It's even gone up. So when you were refused visa, it's almost like you were refused entry into heaven. And so my thinking is that it's damaged a lot of people in as much as it's helped some people. I think that if you break the brackets down, for instance, if you pick a lot of people who have never been to college, been to school, majority of them, they don't believe that they can make anything here. So especially people who come from where I come from, they are cars, they are scientists. They want to travel. Whatever you tell them, they don't want to go. They want to go. They want to really make life. So they will go to Italy. So that's why some of us will take all kind of ways and means to get to Spain, to get to Italy, to get to Germany. That's what we grew up with. That is what we grew up with. And then we go to school, is the same. Yeah, today I was looking at something where they say in Nigeria, I don't know whether it's true or not, but it looks like it's true. Where they are saying the U.S. embassy is trying to move American citizens to America, and a lot of the people who came were Nigerians with with American passport. I'm sure if they do it here too, is the same. Now here is a country that is going to go. Everybody is going through this virus, all right. But can you imagine that even those of us who were born here with passports, who have become citizens, would still want to go into a country that is hit, heavily by this virus? It's a program because we've been so much programmed that here in Africa there is no hope. Even if when you see people trying to make effort, the average thinking of the African, whether they live here or whether they live abroad, is they hardly see anything good here. So for you to meet an African who's so much confident in the prospects of Africa, that is very difficult. That is difficult. Even people will think that you are mad, you're crazy. Or is your father the president or a politician, or you are rich. Because for us, it's not possible to make any living here. You have to be crook. It's amazing. Yet, if you are going to live your dream, I think that it goes beyond just moving out of our country and going to live anywhere. To live that dream, beyond getting a lot of coke to drink, getting some of those food to eat, beyond getting a car on credit to drive, doing trade jobs, beyond those, if you want to live your dream. Because the thing is, most of us don't even understand what goes on in those countries. We don't understand the economics. We don't understand what it takes to be successful in those countries. We don't. We've been so much bombarded with good pictures, good videos. You know, when we were children, we watch all these videos and we see beautiful cities. You know, it's like heaven. What they didn't tell us is that most of these countries probably were very rich countries, but the citizens were average like any other citizens. So the difference probably between our country and most of this country, and the virus has shown it, is because most of those countries probably have had a lot of years of accumulating some wealth, and they tax a lot of their citizens. And our country has been siphoned, and both by the West and both by our own people, and largely by the history that we have gone through, said that our countries are not able to build the infrastructure, they are not able to build the so-called city for us to live in. But majority of the citizens, I think, if they put their mind to it, can succeed anyway. I so much believe in it. The majority of our citizens, if you look at how much they work in those countries, if you're here and you work the same, and you make the right decisions, I don't think there is much difference at the citizen level, at the individual level. I think that it because life, you don't just make life decisions and choices because of money. There are other things that make life more fulfilling and more successful and more enjoyable. And it's not just money. There are other things, relationships, health. There are so many things that combine. So a lot of us, the reason most people have been programmed to go and live outside, is the economic situation, so to say. A lot of them is money. It's not because they so love it. And even having lived there for a while, those who are very much sincere with themselves will tell you that I thought it would be different, but it's not like that. It takes more than just praying for visa and putting anointing oil on it and trying to get somewhere to live beyond our country. So I think that if all of us would have to make that decision, especially those of you who want to build businesses, you would have to make that decision. You have to decide, I want to live in Ghana, I want to live in Africa, I want to build my business. It will be difficult, it will be all kind of things that they told us they will be. But eventually, if you're able to go through the stages, first 5 years, the next 5 years, if you're able to go through that, you have more fulfilling and more purposeful and more a better life that benefits a lot of people than just yourself. I understand some people had to go because they had to go. We understand that. But even that, the people, even in the middle of this coronavirus or something, people still think it's still better to live abroad than here, even though they've been hit. People still think it's still better to live in Italy, even at this moment, or Spain, than to live in Ghana. Because we only hope for the worst for ourselves. And we hope for the best, anything but us. It's a big, big challenge. It's a big program. It's a big program that we all have been subjected to. And to break this code, I don't know. I've had friends, I've had people that I have known who are doing some kind of work here. They have revenue. And yet they will put their life on hold and go and look for American visa. Put the little money that they have, go and pay somebody, get the money, go and stay in America for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and they're still struggling. And they still think, even in that situation, they still console themselves that it's still better than going to Ojakro, as they call us. It's a big program. It's a major, major program. That's why you go to church, they tell you that you can bring your passport, we pray for it so that you go and get visa. It's a miracle to get visa and travel. They put all of us through that. A lot of us would even go and do the second degree in courses that have no relevance here because we just have to travel. Because for us, it's a blessing. And largely, if you extract the percentages, very few even work in places that they are proud of. Majority of our people, no matter the level of education, just hanging in. But yet they will call us and give us instructions. They will call us and pity us. That's why the French doctor, I heard some people think that they should come and test some medicine here. Because in the eyes of the world, it's just animals. And unfortunately, our people have also bought into that. I've had a lot of disagreements with people who, when you say that it's not that so much, it's not that difficult here as you are portraying it. And if you put your mind to it, if you get the right information, you can live here as successful as anywhere. They will kill you. They will bring a gun. They will shoot you down. Because it's a program, it's a stronghold. They don't even know that they are even running that tape. They don't know it. Majority of us don't know it. So if you want to build business, if you want to do anything far more beyond yourself, you are going to contend with this decision. Whether you have to live here or you have to go and live abroad. And majority of us will opt to live abroad. The reason most of us will not live here is because we're not getting a visa. It's not because we wanted to live here. Majority of our people, the option, if they have option to move, most people will move. It's a program. It's a program. So you find yourself, fighting with the ability to trust in the country that you were born in. And some of them will give you strong arguments, strong points. Sometimes they may make sense, they seem, but in the long term, I don't think any of them make sense. I don't think so. Because if it's money, when they're mentioning the billionaires, I don't see the Africans there. So what's the point? If they say that they went because of money, they're mentioning the billionaires, I don't see them there. They are mentioning even the millionaires, I don't see them there. So if they went there because of money, they went there for survival. That we have to understand. But I think that majority of these people, they would have better chance if they had stayed here or if they had come back to push and to fight and to make the system better. But that is how the colonizers have done to us. They have been able to make us lose confidence in ourselves, lose confidence in our own country. And we trust and believe in them so much. Now everybody is fighting for the virus, the medicine for the virus. I know that there are people here who can find a medicine, whether it's the herbal medicine or if you go to tech, there is a department there. If they task them, they can have it. There are people into this field, but I've not heard that. What I've heard is that let's go and pray God will take out the virus. So that is a program. It's a major program, and you are going to contend with it all your life. Even those who are even successful here will still contemplate to live here because they meet difficulties, because they meet frustrations, because government will come after you, because some government official will come after you, because they will tag you to NDC, they will tag you to MPP. People have even convinced themselves that in our country, if you do well, they will destroy you. I had somebody tell me that it doesn't worth it because eventually they will destroy you. So that is a strong reason for you to live here and go and live in another country. The sad thing is that those people, they don't even respect you. They think that they're doing honor and they can do without your contribution. No matter who you are as an African in any of these countries, they don't care whether you are there or you're not there. That's a fact. They don't care. They know that you are replaceable and they can just take you out. It doesn't matter. But here is where you are needed. And yet here are the negatives and the disadvantages. And we never take the responsibility to correct it. It's a strong program. It's an obsession. It's an obsession. It's an obsession. To break it will take a lot of information. It will take a lot of information because we have a lot of intelligent people who will give you all the analysis. Very intelligent people. They'll give you all the reasons why our people should not live here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't worth it. Let's go. A lot of our top people don't even send their children. So there are so many legitimate reasons you can see. Why should it be you? Why should it be you? So the other day I went to Quarry School, my former school, and we were talking. And what I heard was that most of the students, once they are writing the exam, They will enter some of the universities in Ghana, Legon Tech, you know. But once they get to the first year, they write another exam and move to America. So I asked them, so what? I thought these things had changed. It's not changed because it's a stronghold. And then we are hoping that our country will develop. It's amazing. It's amazing, but it's a program. It's a program. It's a program. So we have to take the responsibility upon ourselves to reprogram our people. That if it's success that you're looking for, it's more of information, it's more of capacity, it's more of skill than just going to live in another country. You know, and when we were children, we saw it like that. Now we are adults, we're still seeing that because we still continue to do the same thing. Somebody said that if you continue to do the same thing, apply the same formula, why would you want to expect different results? So the results is not going to change until we attack this thing. It's a virus. For me, it's more dangerous than what is killing us, because a lot of our people's lives have been destroyed. A lot of our people's life have been damaged. We have so many doctors in America, so many engineers in America. What are they doing? They live, they work for a livelihood, and then they send some, you know, they will tell you that if they didn't go, they wouldn't be able to send money to their mother. It's true. But if we had built here, you would not need to send that much, or even go through what you go through to send money down. So for me, the most important thing is our country, our continent, what we have got to do to make it work. And we can't sit somewhere and just be giving ideas. We have to be here. And maybe the generation that is gone is gone. But the youth, those who are here, those who are deciding to go, and they are many. The numbers are huge. Okay? I work with some of them. No matter what you tell them, they don't hear. What they are doing is that they are saving money, and once they get a connection man, they will go. It's a program. It's a program. And I don't blame them. We're all in the same situation. But I was thinking that it had changed. But unfortunately, it's not changed, because it will change when they start to get new knowledge, when their convictions are challenged, and it becomes controversial for us to challenge this thinking. A lot of people will not even dare to challenge it, because then you'll be vilified, you'll be accused, you'll be told that you're selfish. You have been there. Why are you telling us not to go? It's normal argument they will put up, but we still have to tell them. If it's 100 people that are going, and we're able to get 2 to change their mind, it's a way forward. You know, I would say that yes, travel, go and look at whatever you want to look, but for you to think that here is so difficult to be successful and that I have to go to become successful, I'm saying that it's not much. If you put 40 years in it, you come back, you'll not be that much different from the other person who was focused and who had the right information. Because our problem is not that here is that difficult. Our problem is that we don't have the strong argument to counter what we grew up with, what they told us growing up. You know, you know, so there is a lot of mysticism around the white man and his culture and his civilization. There are so many statements that we make in our country. The white man, you know, there are so many things that we attribute, because when they came here, they made themselves like God, and they still are. They still carry themselves as God, and many white people don't know the level of damage that they have done to the minds of Africans. You can get a lot of our top people, when they meet them, they shiver, they crumble. They lose their argument. I've listened to great preachers abroad. When they were talking, they put us down. And they sing the praises of the white man, because that's the damage that they have done to our mind. And it's heavy. Listen to radio and see all the arguments. They put themselves down. The Africans always put themselves down. They put themselves down. And then they race. The only time that you hear them putting themselves up is when they are talking to another tribe from their own country. So when you hear one tribe talking against it, then they want to put themselves up. But once you bring the white man in, they don't raise themselves. They don't even challenge them, because that's the program we came to meet. And it's a tough situation, I dare say. It's a tough situation. Very difficult situation. Very difficult situation. And therefore, Most people don't have the strength to even believe in their own country, to even believe in their own selves, to believe in ourselves, and to make that resolve that this is where I want to live. It doesn't matter. This is where I want to live. If I can travel anywhere, but this is my home. I have a higher purpose to make sure that this works. It is tough. That's what I can tell you. Every day you meet somebody who puts up this argument. Every day you meet somebody who put up this argument. Go and live in America. Go and live here. Go and live here. And the most unfortunate thing is that a lot of them may not have even been there, but they know everything that works there. And I asked them, but have you been there? I said, no, but I saw it on TV. You say, yes, that's the American brand. They program you with the TV. They program us with the TV. A lot of us, the little money that we get, we go to Harvard and pay millions to get MBA that we'll never use. We go to Yale, we go to all these top universities, pay huge money. And then we have nothing safe for our future because it's a program. And we call it Harvard education. Some of our people are even here. They are sending their children to British something education, American something education. And the children are here. Like, so what do you understand by education? So the child will be in Ghana, finish school, and he knows nothing about himself. He has no pride in his country. And you hope that child will become successful. It won't work. That child will be very selfish, never care about his people, will never care about you, and they will not even want to live here. And when they go to, they think that they are Ghanaians, It's a difficult situation for the African. So the obsession with living abroad has made a lot of people lose the greatness that they could have become. I think the losses are more than the gains. I would dare say so. That is because life goes beyond just making livelihood. And to make money, you don't need to trade all your years to make money. They work like animals. That's true. They work 3 jobs, 4 jobs just to make a living. And yet they are not with the riches. They are not with the riches. And you talk to any who live abroad, when they are talking to you, you see how they pity us, how their respect is that low, because it's a program. It's a program. It's a program. It's unfortunate, but it's a program that is working. And they compete with your decision to become great. So that's one of the things that we have to solve. We have to make that decision to say that, no, I want to leave. I want to live here and make contribution. It doesn't matter what it takes. And I dare say it's far more fulfilling. And a lot of our people would have to do. I look at my mates from the university and even from secondary school, majority of them live abroad. They live abroad. And they all want to come here and build 1 or 2 houses. Listen, building a house here and living somewhere, doesn't mean nothing. Doesn't mean nothing. And sometimes they compare their salary. So I get $3,000 in America. Why would you want to compare your $3,000 to our 300 Ghana here? It's not the same. It's a different economy with different currencies. Are we able to maintain the standard that we want? That's what is important. You don't go to your village to say that you are paid 200. But that village guy is not on credit. He's able to pay his rent. He takes care of his children. He may not have a lot of shoes, but he's happy. He goes to church, he comes home. He has his family. He's pushing himself. You are not better because you drive a car which is on credit. That if you lose your job the next day, you will lose that car. You live in a big house, but it's on credit. If you lose that house, you are in panic. The other day I was reading, they said that 70% of Americans don't have $400 saved. And you tell me that they are better? And when they come and they see people selling on the street, they talk like it's so bizarre here because people are selling on the street. But let me ask you, those who are taking government money, the welfare people, and the one who is hustling on the street, who is better? The guy who's living in the kiosk and the guy who is living in a house that is being provided by the government, who is better? So the Africans must have strong argument because everybody bullies us. And largely because of the content of education that they gave us. because a lot of us have been educated, even though we live in Ghana, we are largely educated in a Western way of thinking. And those, if you debate with, if you fight with somebody on their turf, so most of our experts don't have tools to even fight for us. A lot of our experts don't have tools to fight for us. So they come with all kind of indicators. They say your economy is weak, and we also accept it is weak. Your education is weak, and we also accept it is weak. Your health system is weak, and we also accept it is weak. They've been able to tell us that our health system is so weak that if the virus enters here, we will die. And we accepted it. Who came to measure it? The other guy who is living in America who has no respect for Africa? So there's a lot that we have to do. And I think that a lot of us have been destroyed by this. And a lot of dreams have gone bad or been wasted because of this weak argument that we have as Africans. And we have to reprogram it. And it will take a lot of information beyond what they gave you in school, beyond what they gave you in the secondary school, beyond what they gave you in the university, and beyond what they continue to give you. Beyond that, you need proper information to believe here. To believe here, believe in yourself, and to live here, and use different method of measuring than what they are using. Why would you want to call your friend in England and who tells you that he makes £1,005 and you are paid 1,000 cedis, therefore he is better? I don't understand that. I don't understand. Because in England, the rent is paid in pounds. And how much is the rent? Just the rent. And then ask them, how much are you able to save? Are you a millionaire there? How much are you able to save in a year? It's a miserable situation. Very few have been able to, very few can confidently say that I'm living the life that I ever wanted. This is a dream. I'm making contribution. I'm living beyond just going to work, coming home, going to work, coming to home, sleeping, going to work, coming home. My life is making impact. Very few can say that because they work for livelihood. That's all. And the Africans must be told that they are not that disadvantaged. We are not that disadvantaged. It's a lie for you to believe that we are that disadvantaged. We just have a lot of people who are experts who have weak arguments for us because the African will always, raise the white man above himself because that's what they told us. So our experts will argue against us and it's everywhere. Go on, just put on TV, you will see it. Listen to politicians, you see it. Listen to everybody, you see it. But we need to raise a generation that will believe themselves. So the guy from a village will not have to, the only reason he wants to live is to travel. You ask him, what do you want to do with your life? He said, I finished school, I don't know, I don't have any work, so I want to travel. That is the only option. It doesn't have to be that. Meanwhile, he can do a lot. He can start cocoa farm, he can start cassava farm, he can start plantain farm, he can cut blocks and sell. There are so many options. But when your mind is programmed in a certain way, you will not be able to lift yourself up until somebody else gives you a stronger argument, a stronger. And of course, you will see them come, and they will come with big cars, and then you feel like you are nothing. They're lying to you. I say, they are lying. Okay? They're lying. A lot of it is debt. A lot of it is just, kind of like this American brand. They like that. It's perception that they have created. It goes beyond that. But then you have to go for the knowledge yourself. You have to go for the information yourself. And you have to have your own plan to live. We have battled this for years. Where people are telling you, why don't you go here? Why don't you go? Why are you here? Why here is miserable? Why are you suffering? You don't have a car. You don't have this. Your children must go to this kind of school. I tell you, those are all not true. The bottom line is that when you're 40, when you're 50, check back and see the kind of quality of life that you've been able to set for yourself because you put your mind and you have got to settle that I'm not going to live anywhere. It's not a blessing for you to just move like the way they have told us to move. It's disastrous. It's disastrous. You meet people, they have money, but they will not even put it to work because they want to get visa and move. So who should build here? Who should build here? So my name is Obed Ako. I'm wrapping up and I'm saying that this obsession of us traveling and thinking like we can't be successful here, we have to move, has destroyed many lives and has destroyed many dreams. And I'm saying it's an argument I'm putting. I don't care if I'm wrong. I'm ready. But at least it will get some people to think. Because for you to focus here and build, you must make that resolution. That here is good. Here is a blessing. Don't listen to all the negatives that everybody is trying to put. Sometimes when they come from some of these tourist people, when they come, they will pass all these places and go and shoot something. This is Africa. And we accept that. And you even get our own people to defend them. Africans are the only people I know of who will join the other one to destroy themselves, to destroy their own people. Whether it's intellectual discussion, even the Okonai to take their own people. Because of what happened to us. They program us. So it's very easy. It's like the ant. If you put sugar there, what will happen? They will take the sugar. Why? Because it's a program. Until you attack that program, they will continue to do that. So they will join. They will join the Chinese to go and do the Galamsey. It's a program. You go with any foreigner to any of institutions. Go. Once the guy is white, they will respect where you come from. They'll even ask you your tribe. and if it's not his tribe, then he'll strike. There is a lot of work that we have to do. But I'm concluding. I'm saying that don't let that thing take you out. Resolve to stay here. For the little I know, or from the little I know, 10 years, 20 years, those who resolve and focus and work here with their dream have better quality of life than those who went anywhere. It doesn't matter the profession. It doesn't matter. You can be an engineer, doctor, lawyer, it doesn't matter. Mark your friends. Those who stayed here and resolve. Not those who have given up. Resolve to become somebody. And those who move. Go and check. Go and check. So thank you very much. So it's for me, it should not be. It's not on my table. I don't consider it. It's not like I just have to move. I don't know. Here is it. Here is the deal. Here is where I make contribution. Here is where my gift is needed. Here is where my expertise and make contribution and can be proud that I was part of us building our country. No matter what you do in America, they have already used us. They have used our people for 400 years. Why are we still adding up? Why are we still proud to be there? We should be angry to go to England. We should be angry to stay in Europe. We should be. Africa should be angry. We're still back. And then they told us to blame our leaders. So we blame our leaders. Even if when they are trying. Even when they are trying, we still want to say that they are not trying. And if it's the white man, he wouldn't do this. If it's the white man, the black man is this. You see? Because of the program. It's a program. Unless you know how to diffuse it, how to reprogram yourself and to be proud and to look at the positives here. The African Americans, a lot of them, when they come during the year of return, a lot of them, because of the way they've been programmed, when they came here, they were like, no, we've been lied to. Majority of them. They said, we've been lied to. They lied to us about Africa. They were saying it. So many of them said they lied to us. They portrayed Africa to us as very backward people. No opportunity. Sick and dying. That's why they promoted to us. To them. So the average white man still thinks like that. They don't think we are human beings. They think, Even the guy on the street thinks it's better. The guy on the street thinks it's better than the African who is a doctor. It's a problem. And we bought into it. We Africans have bought that. So even when we are here, we're still looking at the negatives here. We're still looking at what is not good. We complain too much. Almost about everything. Even when we have so much that we can do. Because it's a program. It's a program. And we compare ourselves to them. No. Love all people. Be kind to all men. But understand the situation. So that you don't complain too much. Because one thing that the people who are so much negative and pessimistic and complaining of Africa, and when they compare us to the others, are very shallow in terms of knowledge. They've not read much. They have not exposed much. They just talk out of feeling. Okay. And you can't have a strong argument, strong conviction if the quality of your knowledge is weak. You know. So this is my submission. I'm saying that thing will take you out. If you're building business, resolve it. There's nowhere that has more opportunities than here. The frustrations are here. We are there. Tell me where there is no frustration. The frustrations are everywhere. The devil is everywhere anyway. You know, so the frustrations. And I think that for the African, the frustrations are even double outside the continent. I think like that. The African continent has produced more billionaires who are black than anywhere. Because the opportunities, in spite of all the frustrations, the opportunities are here. Far more than anywhere. So when you travel to just go and see the deception. Don't think that you're going to be successful there. You'll be safe. So move around, travel, but resolve that this is where we are needed and this is where we have to build. And the country or the continent is not for one people. It's not for the politicians or it's not for the so-called big men. A lot of them are even running the same tape. They are also victim of the same misconception and programming. A lot of them are just like that. That's why they think of only themselves. That's why they can steal big money and go and put it in another country that does not need that money. And their people will still be selling on the floor, you know. And he doesn't see anything wrong with it because his program is wrong. His way of thinking is damaged, is destroyed. And a lot has happened to us. We just deny them. Over the last 200 years, a lot has happened. Or maybe 300 or 400 years to the Africans. A lot. If they were to do checks on us, psychologically, mentally, we have endured a lot. So a lot of our actions show how much we have endured. You know, and so they strip us of our confidence. And we just follow. But I'm saying that it's not true. We can change it. And we all have to take that burden and change it ourselves. So the opportunities are here. That's my firm belief. And you can forget about the frustrations. If you build a take, build another one. If you build a take, build another one. If you build that. Once you're not, you are changing the narratives for the next generation. You are changing the narratives for the next generation. So the opportunities are here. Don't let anybody lie to you. That one I can tell you. It doesn't matter all the frustrations that we meet. It doesn't matter. I was watching this guy who lives in America. He's a Ghanaian. And he's saying that, you know, in the third world countries, there are not opportunities there. I'm saying, what? You crazy. Crazy. But he's talking. It's the same tape that they told him. He's talking. He's crazy. He's uninformed. Lives in America, so there's no opportunity in Ghana. You sure? When you bring the car, who buy them? Come, let me take you around and show you what people have done here. It's a program. The opportunities are here. Far more than any place. Believe that. You have more successful and more comfortable, less stressful life. In Ghana, in Nigeria, more than any place. Don't put your mind on the politicians. If they frustrate you, join them. Go and change it there. Don't complain about them. Don't complain about them and talk about them. Go and join them if you like politics. Me, I don't like politics, so I'm not joining them. What I like, I'm doing. You know, but the most important job for Africans is the shift of the mind. For us to see ourselves as we live in heaven. We just don't know it. The life in our country is heavy. We just don't know it. A lot of people don't know that. So thank you very much for watching.